To today's live coaching call and community conversation. Today, I'm going to share with you some of my thoughts and experiences with intermittent fasting and why I believe it is such a great weight loss tool for so many women, but more specifically, women who are transitioning through the season of life of hormonal change and just lifestyle changes that are going on with a lot of us who are in this little season of menopause, whether it's menopause itself, or we're living in the postmenopausal season. So welcome. My name is Diane Parham. I am the creator of the online course, The Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman. Registration is currently open. I will post links in just a minute in your comment section if you're interested in getting in with us for our December 1st course, as well as our midlife mindset shift group coaching program. It is an extension of what we do here in this community and what we do with the intermittent fasting course. Registration for that is open as well. If you are on my email list and are a graduate of the intermittent fasting course, you were emailed already. I will be reminding you all this weekend or this week about getting registered because registration will change starting December 1st. So you want to get early access into spending the year with us. Yes, I said the year with us inside of our midlife mindset shift community. Women are doing amazing things in that community. I'm super proud of us for doing the work. I would like to invite you if you're a graduate as well. So those are my announcements. Let's get started on today's conversation. What I want to talk about is intermittent fasting from the mindset and healing approach for us as women. I don't want us to focus on the scientific part. Why is that? Because when life happens, we never lean into science. We always lean into life and how it is that we show up for ourselves when life is happening around us. It's specifically relevant to this time of the year when the holidays can be so emotionally and mentally difficult for so many of us, for whatever reason that might be. Maybe it's just you have a really ramped up social life and everything's great, but you're being exposed to situations that you have kind of, evaded for a while to kind of get yourself back on track. And now you're like in the heat of social life and eating differently. And how do you feel about that when you show up in that environment? Or maybe it's an emotional season for you because of family or things are not going well. And this is the season where when things aren't going well for you, you tend to turn to food in a means to numb out some of the things that you're feeling. Like I said, this has nothing to do with science. This has everything to do with us as human beings. The reason I think intermittent fasting is the best tool for so many of us in an effort to lose weight is because it's the first lifestyle choice that we have available to us as women where we remove the problem. The problem is food, right? And when we get to remove the problem and find a lifestyle and find comfort in a lifestyle and find comfort in us not needing a bunch of things to fix us, then we can in fact lose weight because we're not focusing on the one thing that always shows up for us and tends to be the problem. That is compensating for life happenings with food or compensating for life happenings with some other habits that we might pick up. And so when you're really leaning into an intermittent fasting lifestyle and you're no longer always focusing on getting your food right or always focusing on having food present, then we really get an opportunity to lean into who we are as people when we just get to sit with ourselves. And it is a great healing environment. We talk about this a lot here for so many women on all three spectrums, the emotional spectrum, the mental spectrum, and the physical spectrum, because we stop putting ourselves in harm's way when we're not feeling good about situations in our life. Again, just simply because we find comfort in removing the problem. When we remove the problem, which for a lot of us is food, when we're not feeling good about things that are going on in our life, then we get to have an opportunity to find new solutions for ourselves and finding that comfort and that feeling of everything is going to be okay, despite the fact that food is not present. We're not doing it in a way that we're trying to starve ourselves or we're trying to do ourselves any harm. It's quite the opposite of that. For once, when you lean into an intermittent fasting lifestyle, you get to provide an opportunity for your body to do all the things it has been designed to do, which is the opposite of putting yourself in harm's way, right? It's the healing benefits of intermittent fasting. When we approach it from the mindset of, the food for me has always, the problem for me has always been food, and we get to just put that aside to a very specific window within our day. And then when we open up that window and decide we're going to nourish our body with food, we can allow ourselves the opportunity to heal in the other hours of our day. It's a very powerful mindset shift that we have the opportunity to really take advantage of as people, right? We get to make that choice for ourselves. I think where a lot of people get really confused about intermittent fasting is, one, they lean way too hard in the science aspect of it. When else do we ever concern ourselves so desperately with scientific facts or data? Never. It's only around food, right? And that's just because that's what we're told we're supposed to do. But we never consider the scientific data when we go on some emotional eating binge, or we have a bad day and we stand in the cupboard and we snack on food mindlessly. We never consider science there. So what I want you to think about, especially during this season where there are so many things that are going on that are not in our normal routine and schedule, is how can you use intermittent fasting as your power tool? How can you lean into fasting while you're in a season where things don't always seem as normal or in control as you want them to be? Can you have the best of both worlds? I believe you absolutely can. As a fasting mindset coach, I believe that we can use fasting as our power play. We can fast when we choose to fast so that we can show up for ourselves fully present in a time where we need to socialize, or where we decide food should be present for us. When we do it from a sound mind and we do it from a logic standpoint versus a science standpoint, we really get to lean in and take advantage of all the powerful healing benefits that intermittent fasting has for us, when we simply take the problem that most of us say that we have and we put it in a very designated part of our day. Everything is controlled. You get to decide. You can choose to fast or not fast. All of that is up to you. There doesn't have to be anything that feels stressful or feels like you're depriving yourself. That's another thing that we have to think about. If you are feeling angst about your intermittent fasting, I want you to ask yourself why that is. Why are you feeling angst? What's going on in your brain and in your thought process that's making you feel stressed out about something that can be a totally beautiful experience for you? So if you're a woman who is struggling around this season, I highly, highly encourage you and recommend taking some time to think about how it is you feel when you're showing up around food situations this time of the year. And how is it that you're taking care of yourself in those situations? And can something as simple as removing the problem for a very scheduled part of your day, you are making a very informed decision about that, change everything for you? I believe it can. And that is exactly what we teach you inside the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course. If you want to come out of your December with a step ahead of everybody else, with a leap on progress for what it is you want for your new year, or how it is you want to show up for yourself around the holidays, I think December is a perfect time to jump into our Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course. If you're new to intermittent fasting, maybe you're unsatisfied with your results with fasting, maybe you're just feeling a little bit stressed out about what's going on in your life right now, come into class with us. Get some control back about how it is you're showing up for yourself with some informed decision-making processes, and take the problem that so many of us have right now and just put it on the shelf. Give yourself permission to just take a break from it. 2 reasons why so many of us have a difficult time, and I'm talking from a first-person perspective here because I'm just like all of you, have such a hard time with food and weight loss and all the proof that think that we need to have and all the testimonials that we need to see before we're willing to invest in us and give ourselves a chance is simply just the mindset that we have about what it is that we say that we really want for ourselves, and not having any experience or maybe even a place to be accountable for that statement. What is it that I say that I really want for myself? And what am I willing to do to make that happen? And for a lot of us, it's waking up, looking and feeling our best and doing that in our most authentic way. If that's what you really want for yourself, then you need to make sure that you're in a community and you have the resources for your thought process to stick to that no matter what. The other reason is our mindset around the sensation of hungry. We think that that is such a negative thing. If you wake up hungry, you should eat. We flip that mindset inside the intermittent fasting course and help you understand why a feeling of hunger, that feeling of hungry that we get, is really where we can be our most powerful. When we stand in a state of hungry and we don't need anything to satisfy that, we don't anything to quick fix that, we don't need anything to quiet that down, and we can live confidently in that feeling, everything for us will change, because you will stop turning to food as the solution to problems that you have where food is not the solution. It is a very powerful mindset shift to make, and that's exactly what we enforce here in this community. So the number one reason that I think intermittent fasting is the best weight loss tool for any woman, but especially women in our season of life, is because we have the opportunity in a very common sense approach to remove the problem out of the equation. Every diet that I have ever coached women on, every diet that I have ever been on, the primary focus is always food. How do we fix our mindset around food if the focus is always on the food? And what we do inside the intermittent fasting for today's Aging Woman course, and what we do here in this community, is we take the focus off the food and we bring the focus back onto us. What is it that we say that we really want for ourselves, and how can we confidently show up for ourselves in that way? So if you're struggling, I get it. We've all been there, but it does take some mindset work and some shifts in how it is you're showing up for yourself, what it is you say that you really want, and really how you find your own comfort in a state of hungry. That will change everything for you, so you can go into your Decembers feeling like you have control and that you have everything that you need to get through the month without putting yourselves in harm's way. We don't want to put ourselves in harm's way, and we don't want to wake up in January feeling like we did it again. We want to wake up in January feeling like we've accomplished this, we got through it, and we know how to take care of ourselves in the best possible way. I hope this is comforting to you. I hope this makes you feel like you are not alone. I hope it makes you feel like you have a standing chance in all of this. Like you have an opportunity to change things for you. If the way that it has been for you in your history around the holidays never is how you want it to be when it is all said and done and you're packing up all the decorations, this is your chance to make that change. And that change can be turned into every other opportunity in your life for change as well. It just starts with taking care of us. And this weight loss battle that so many of us have been struggling with, for a lot of us, it's even been decades, right? I know that's the case for me at 57. I was struggling for decades. It wasn't until I hit my 50s and I started intermittent fasting that I was really able to change that for myself. And now that's what I'm showing you guys how to do as well. So, like I said, I hope this helps you. I am going to put the links for both of those programs in the notes or the comment section for you guys. I'm going to put them all in one comment. They're both in the same place. I want you to come into class with us. I want you to have an opportunity to really change things for yourself. Like I say here all the time in this community, we really do have an opportunity as women in our 40s and our 50s and our 60s and our 70s and even our 80s and beyond to create a life for ourselves that we've said we've always wanted. It is never too late to step into your power. It is never too late to make the changes so that you can have the life that you say that you really want for yourself. So It is the absolute best. Okay, so comments section for Facebook and YouTube both have the links for the Mindset Shift course as well as the Intermittent Fasting for Today's Aging Woman course. Both of those are open for registration. Intermittent Fasting course closes on the 1st, and then the Midlife Mindset Shift, we have some registration changes. Prices are going to be going up after the 1st. So if you want to get in and get the annual bundle deal, now would be the great time to jump into class with us. Okay. Let's see who is here with us today. Liz, class of March 2023 from Maryland, back from 67-day cruise, home for a week, Germany for a week, and getting into my IF routine. Need to watch the videos while I was away. These videos are so helpful to keep me clean fasting. Yeah, that's why we're here for you, girlfriend. We are here as a community to keep you accountable to all the things that you say that you want, and for those reminders, because we all need them, right? There's no reason for us to feel like we have to white knuckle it through life. You got an amazing community of women here to support you. So we're happy that you're having such a great time in a 67-day cruise. Like, how dreamy is that, girlfriend? We all want to live a little bit through you. So Fonda, November 22 grad and November 23 refresh. Hit the like and thumbs up button. Join the course. It'll change your life and mindset forever. So Fonda, I absolutely love that you come back here and share with everyone all the things that you're doing for yourself. And yeah, that refresh course was amazing for all of you. I'm so glad that you guys were able to step up and just come back into class again and just refresh your brain. I feel very fortunate that I get to teach this and I am a coach for this kind of lifestyle. It is definitely an advantage, right? That I have, that I get the opportunity to walk my talk. And that's what I want you guys to be able to do when we do these live meetup sessions too. Walk your talk for sure. Boast about how successful you are. Boast about all the great things that you're doing in your life. That just reinforces to you and your brain that you are, in fact, living your life in a way that's going to get you everything that you say that you really want. So, Safanda, thanks for jumping in today. I love when you're here. Sylvia, hi, Di. So good to get a refresher mindset boost for the craziest month of the year. I'm grateful for the simple tools I've learned in IF and Mindset Shift course. I'm equipped to put my health first. Yes, you are, my friend, and also live a great life, right? You are out there doing big things and enjoying your life. And I think that that's also very important to be able to understand. We can have both. We can show up for ourselves. We can go live our life fully. We can go enjoy all the things that life has to offer us. We can have those memory making moments, and we can also focus on our health and show up for ourselves looking and feeling our best, right? Which is all what we want. So super happy that you got to do all of that in this crazy month. Sylvia, oh, she's asking where Liz is going. Okay, so hopefully you guys, you can connect on that one. My whole life, I've been afraid of the sensation of being hungry. Now I know that hungry is where the magic happens. 100%, right? And that's not your fault. That is just what society has wanted us to believe. I grew up that same way, and I've admitted here many times that as a health and fitness coach for my entire adult life, I also taught that to people because that is what I was taught. I've had certifications on how to get women to eat 6 times a day, every 2 hours. And so this is again where I say we don't need science to always back up every food decision that we make, because science is always changing and science isn't always right. So we really need to be able, as full grown women who've done amazing things in our lives to get to this point, to make decisions on our own that just make sense for us. We don't necessarily need to see someone's bikini model testimonial to believe that we can take care of ourselves. We don't need to always have some scientific data in PubMed to give us the permission to make a decision for ourselves that just makes common sense for us. And that is really the mindset shift approach that we love to teach and coach on here in this community. Is it working for you? Then it's working for you, right? And that's pretty much all the proof that we need. So girlfriend, I'm so happy that you are living in that hungry is where the magic happens mindset approach. Rebecca, yes, you can have the best of both worlds, fast and then have an exit plan when we make the choice to take a break. Thanksgiving was only one day this year. Exit plan, join the class. Yeah, I only had Thanksgiving for one day as well. My daughter and my son. So for those of you who might not know, my daughter is a culinary student right now, and her and my son made our entire Thanksgiving meal like from scratch. Like they created every dish themselves. And it was super fun to watch my daughter use my son as her sous chef. It was super fun. My husband and I got to clean up. I had one amazing Thanksgiving meal done Thanksgiving is one day, it's one meal. They enjoyed all the leftovers for a couple of days, and I just moved on to my regular life. So, yes, you have an exit strategy. It is super fun to be able to enjoy the day for what the day is. And then you give yourself permission to just move on. Nancy, good afternoon, Diana and everyone. Nancy, so good to have you here as well. I know it's a busy week for everyone with all the Cyber Monday deals and Friday, what is it, Black Friday stuff or whatever. I have been purposely staying out of people's inbox this weekend, but I will be emailing reminders out tomorrow about jumping in with us for the 2024 mindset shift, group coaching program, as well as our intermittent fasting course, because the deadline is coming up to get registered. So make sure you clear out your inbox because I'm going to be heading in there later tonight and tomorrow for sure. Hopefully you guys had a great holiday weekend. If you celebrate, hopefully you were surrounded by all the people that you love spending time with. And hopefully you had a great opportunity to sit down and enjoy a meal with those people as well. And you showed up most authentically for you and fully present, right? And that's the other thing we want to work on here is making sure we're showing up fully present for ourselves. Okay, that's my little message for today. I appreciate all of you. If you haven't done so yet, please make sure you hit that subscribe button. That does help me help you get our information out there so you don't miss any videos that we pop up. Also, make sure you're hitting that like button. If you haven't done so yet, that little bell notification is also a good thing to just get your reminders. And then Facebook, if you're following us, I appreciate that. Liking and commenting helps as well, because these platforms only push out content that seems like people are enjoying. So if you're enjoying this content, all the things that you can do with the little pushes of buttons really does help our community. And I appreciate that more than I can ever let you know. So I love you guys. Have a great rest of your day. Nancy, you get on my email list, girlfriend, or email me and I'll give you the registration. There's a couple different ways to get in. So make sure you email me and I will get you all the information to jump into the Midlife Mindset Shift course. I'll see you guys back here on Thursday. I'll see you on Instagram tomorrow. And then hopefully I'll be able to land into your inbox on Tuesday to get you an invite into joining us for one of our courses. I love you guys. Have a great rest of your day and I'll see you guys next week.